Can you guys hear me?
Why am I Miss Devin?
Hello, hello, hello. Can y'all hear me?
I can.
All right.
Hello.
I don't know if that's my connection because of the weather or what, but
One of y'all, who background is that I hear?
not mine. Ain't nobody down here.
I'm muted.
I can hear you guys now.
That was you.
I don't have access to it. So I don't know how.
Weird. Okay. Well, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Live Out Loud Wednesdays.
We gonna get it right one day, right?
Uh-huh. Tonight's discussion, we are going to be talking about our 40-day fast and what we learned, how we feel, what we did during that time, and what I think things that we would probably do different the next time that we do a fast. You want to start off, Devin?
Whoa, I was not expecting to go first.
You're the first in the line.
I wasn't trying to be. Let's see, 40 days. I've learned a lot. Being off of social media was what I chose to fast. So I was not on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I wasn't even on TikTok. So the only thing I was able to do during my fast was I got a new Bible. I was reading the Bible. I was listening to scriptures on YouTube, motivational, scripture and videos and things on YouTube. And I feel like I grew closer to God within that time frame. I went through a lot within those 40 days, which is crazy to say, right? 40 days doesn't seem like it's that long of a time frame. But a lot has kind of transpired within my own life. So I don't know. My relationship that I feel like I formed was a new relationship with God. So I never personally had a personal prayer life. I feel like I gained knowledge on how to have that. Have I perfected it? No, of course not. I'm definitely a work in progress, but I feel like I have grown more in the knowledge and the know of who our creator is and who and why a lot of things happen. So that's the majority of what I think I learned within the 40 days. I also realized that I wasn't really missing out on social media. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I have family members and friends that are in different states, and I didn't get to see the updates and posts and things like that from them, but I had more time to spend with my family, here at home, my kids, and just having time to myself and being able to figure out me. So I'll definitely be on social media for business purposes and things like that, but it's not going to be back like I was. So that's one thing I learned. I'll probably think of something else with, the other lady say something, but that's the majority of things that I learned in my 40 days. So
I like that. How about you, Veronica?
40 days. It was a 40 days. Just like Devin said, like so much happened in such a short amount of time. But I think what I got mostly out of the fast was a lot of clarity. There were people who left my life. There are people who came into my life. There are relationships that have been reestablished in my life. But But I also just got a better understanding of who God is, who I am, and who other people are also. And I think that God really, really worked with me on how I work with people. I think that was like the biggest lesson that I got out of this fast is just really on how to show up, how to not be offended, how to grow through situations, how to see God in all situations. Even though that's still hard for me, but it's just going through a fast. You have to be intentional about, okay, I'm seeking God. What is God trying to say in this moment, right? So it's like outside of the fast, I want to keep that same frame of thought, that same mindset that, like, the same God that was with me in this fast is the same God that's with me right now in this situation. And so I'm just really grateful to have that moment, and then even grateful to share with y'all and the rest of the ladies that join us on Women Empowered. It was so powerful in the prayer rooms. We were showing up, we were seeking God diligently, we were praying, we were fasting. Something supernatural definitely was happening in each and every last one of our lives. The whole not being on social media was just so refreshing because you were able to enjoy real life in real time. You don't wake up and look at your phone and be in everybody's business. And like before you even get out the bed, your day is either ruined or somebody has irritated you, or I literally came out the fast feeling like I came off from under a rock. People were like, "You didn't hear about this? You didn't hear about that?" And I'm like, "No, I actually didn't." And I'm okay with that. It was just great to have a pure mind. When I woke up in the morning, the first thing we did was on prayer line, seeking God. Once I'm done with that, I'm out the door to work, and it's like, this is my reality. What my life is my reality, not people on Facebook. And there's no shade to Facebook, because I think Facebook is beautiful for keeping you connected with people that you're not in close proximity with. But I also know that it can be a big distraction. So um, I'm just really grateful. I feel like I have so much more clarity. I feel like I'm so much more calmer, so much more peaceful. I have a better understanding of God. I have a better understanding of myself, and I have a better understanding of the people around me. So I don't know. I'm just grateful. And if I could do anything differently with the fast, I probably would have sustained abstained from food more. I did 8 to 8 for food, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. because that's the time that I spent reading my Bible, praying, things like that. I felt like that was my intentional time with God. So I didn't eat a lot, but I have felt that, like, not having food and you just feed off of the word is much more powerful. So I'm satisfied with the results that I got in this fast, but if I could have done anything differently, I probably would have abstained from more food just to be more intentional about having a stronger connection with the spirit. So that's what I have for my fast.
I guess it's my turn.
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes. So, first of all, ladies, I do want to say that I'm going to be popping in and out the camera because I got my babies. And that's just for everybody to know. I'm not just not trying to be on, but got the little ones running around, and it's just too much sometimes. But what did I take away from my fast? Definitely drew me closer to God, 110%. I was a lot more intentional about praying. I can recall a couple of times where I got up and, I was getting ready to just get my day going. And I'm like, okay, wait, I forgot to pray. Like I got to get back to it because I got to pray. I would say the biggest takeaway for me, though, or the biggest social media, kind of like everybody else, Facebook, which is honestly now, well, since I hadn't been on it for so long, I didn't really feel like, and even now being back on it, I don't really feel like I miss anything on Facebook. I look at it from a new perspective now. And I really feel like fasting from social media not only drew me closer to God, but it helped me to kind of like reallocate some time. You know what I mean? Spend more of that intentional time with my kids. because that was something that I would always, I'm on my phone, I'm on Facebook, I'm scrolling, I'm this, I'm that. And with me not having that, you know what I'm saying, right there, and having the urge to do that, it gave me more time to be able to have conversations with my 7-year-old, which we all know she likes to talk day in and day out. But it wasn't something else pulling from her, from my attention, so that I was able to give it to her. So I definitely, like I said, it definitely drew me closer to God. Gave me some clarity. There were some things that I started off fasting with that I didn't end up fasting with, but nonetheless, I did, I was diligent, I'm thankful that we did the fast, because I do feel like everybody had a huge takeaway from it. I see a lot of spiritual growth within ourselves. Devin, girl, you doing it, girl. You went from I wasn't afraid to hold on. I got another devotional. So it was beautiful. Like, it was just amazing how God can draw that. You know what I mean? How He can draw that out of you. And I'm grateful and thankful. And He's amazing. And I'm actually looking forward to fasting some more, just on some me time and isolation with Him. And yep. That's where I'm at, y'all.
I love it. How about you, Ab?
Good evening. Um, so 40 days. So I started fasting May 20th without us even having, y'all know, a lot happened, a lot went on, lot went on. Um, Honestly, what I learned is that I put a whole lot of my life on display for people that really didn't need to be so up close and personal in my life. Um, the fast for me, I decided to fast from social media. Um, and I'm still fasting from social media outside of posting for business. And what I've gotten out of that is more time to be present, like be for real present, like be present with my daughter and my husband and my, you know, my mom, even like my family. Like, I've been able to be, my mom had an accident and hurt herself, and just going over there, usually I would sit on her, couch, but I would be so caught up in work. Oh, I got to work on this on Facebook, or post this post for this, or do this for business, or do this for that. And though we're posting for business right now, like, it just doesn't feel, it's not the same pressure that I put on my brain to be so present in everybody else's world. You never really realize until you have to step away, or till you step away from things, how distracting certain things are in your life. Like, my phone, I use my phone 18 hours less right now today than I used it 3 months ago. Like, it's really crazy when you look back at those things. Like, I'm a very different person just in a 3 month span. Like, um, I'm still fasting from social events. I'm still fasting from, unless it's business, you won't catch me there. Um, I got a lot of things that I need to develop and work through in a good way. Like, it's all good. God, man, my relationship with God has flourished unbelievably. I I can't tell you how many times over the last 3 months I've spent just with me and Him, like just with me and God. And usually I would spend that time even at the gym. Like, in the gym now, it's like I go to the gym and I'm, reading some kind of devotional, or I'm listening to some music that's uplifting me. Some times I'm in there and I just start praying before I even get on a machine. Like, it's different. I feel different. I don't feel like I connect to the same things that I connected to prior to the fast. I think God did an awakening in me, and I think it was just time. It was time to draw close, and it was time to just let go of a lot of the superficial lifestyles, living in everybody else's superficial world. And, you know, just, it was just time. Doesn't mean I don't want to go out and have fun and all those things. That's not what I'm saying, but the things that I classify as being fun, it's a little bit different. In my brain, at first I battle with myself, like, maybe I shouldn't feel like this, maybe I'm forcing myself to feel like this, or maybe people will think I'm weird for feeling like how I'm feeling. Again, I had a lot happen over those 40 days and some. So it was like God just did a whole spiritual awakening. He just did a whole spiritual awakening. Like the relationships, I actually got to see people for who they are, to me. I got to see who was for me and who was not for me during this time. I got to draw closer to many of y'all, like more private conversations. I mean, we would log in and talk, just in the messenger to each other, and to be able to have that sisterhood to share where we are in our brains at a certain moment, for me was nice. I didn't go post it, that wasn't something I did all anyway, but it's just a beautiful feeling to know that you can get up and you can find joy and other things to do outside of media. Y'all know I fast from food anyway, so that's nothing to me. That's how I live my life, is food fasting. Um, People fasting. That's another thing. Like, I don't desire to be around people, y'all. And it might sound strange. It might sound like I'm depressed to some or isolating. It's not that. I'm trying to find what it is that I want to expose myself to these days, and what I want to stay away from, because I didn't know how detrimental things were around me prior to this fast. Like, I didn't realize how many people wanted to see me sink. I didn't realize how my happiness affected so many people, and I'm just trying to live, And when I hit a point of where I felt down and I felt low, I can count 15 people on my hands, 10 people on my hands, and add another 5 out of the, I don't know, many, many people that say they love me or are here for me, or that, care or pick up the phone or all that. It's all, oh, I ain't seen you post in a while, or I ain't seen you do this in a while, or I ain't seen you at this place in a while, and I ain't seen you at that place in a while. And I really just want people to just be in my life, kind of like how it was in the 80s. I want us to be able to go out to eat, or call each other and say, hey, meet me here, do that. Like, I'm all for that, but I'm just not the same person, y'all. I'm very different. I don't feel like life needs to be as loud. I feel like everything has a calmness to it. Even like my voice and my demeanor is just like really calm. I was really angry. I didn't realize how angry I was prior to this fast. I spent all of 2022 working on myself physically, but my soul had became so guarded and so angry and bitter. And I just don't want to be that person. Like, I want to be in God's love, and I just want to experience his realm in everything I do. Like, it's crazy. Like, everything I do, I want to have that as the forefront of my intentions and my being. Like, I'll be ready to go off, and I'll be like, no, what would Jesus do? Like, that was not me 3 months ago. I would just cut your head off. But I'm blessed, and definitely did some work on me. So that's what it was for me.
I love that. I really do.
Thank you.
And I thank you guys for the fast. I would have never thought to fast beforehand. And we all had a conversation maybe a couple weeks before the fast. And I said, like, a vacation to me is going to jail. And I felt like I got that through the fast. just to be able to log off of social media and not have to deal with all of that. It also gave me a new perspective of I'm usually trying to always run around and assist and help anybody and everybody, which then takes away from me getting to know me and for me to provide me time. Um, it ended up taking up all my time to where I felt like I no longer had hobbies and or things that I liked to do anymore because I got to go to work, and after work I got to go help this person. I got to go help this person, and before I know it, it's nighttime and I need to get to sleep so that I can get back to work. So I utilized my time to actually sit here and to get back to who Davina is, figure out what makes me happy. And I was able to read my books like I wanted to do in jail and sit here and binge watch my movies and literally like mute my phone and just put it to the side. Like usually my phone is my biggest thing. Like I started to get to a place where I hated to hear my phone ring. Like because I'm a person that I can't tell people no. And so it's like everything inside of me says, no, I can't do it. But then my lips and my voice says, I'll be right there. And so I was able to take that time and just mute my phone and just to be in the moment with me. I finally was able to tell everybody in the house, like, go figure out what it is that you guys want to do because I just want to be by myself. Like, I'm not depressed. I'm not in a funky space. I just need time to be able to process how my day has even went at work and to be able to breathe. I used to love binge watching shows and I used to love painting on my phone and playing games on my phone and just doing things that made me happy. And for a long time, that was just, it disappeared. I can't say that it was taken away from me, but it just kind of disappeared, like it vanished. It was no longer here. I couldn't remember the last time that I had sat down and actually watched a movie and or read any of my books. And I have a bookshelf full of books. And so I utilized that time to literally pull out my books and start reading my books. I didn't even know that because I have Amazon Prime, I actually have free books on there too. So I was able to log on there and get my free books on there and do my audios, put in my headphones and just do me. And that 40 days flew by so fast to where I was like, oh my God, I still need another 20. So I found out that I'm not going to go back to just delivering all of my time to whomever and wherever, that I do need to take time out for myself, that it actually plays a big part in your mental health. And I no longer want to get back to the place where I felt like a vacation was going to jail. No, I need to just be able to literally take a vacation and really be able to tell people no. And so that is what I've learned, is that it is okay to say no, and it is okay to take out time for yourself. It is not selfish, and no, you are not depressed when you are doing that. And it feels so refreshing and so good.
That was a huge takeaway for me too, sis. That people pleasing and just setting those boundaries. I actually had a conversation with my daughter today, and I was just like, listen, I love you. You are my child, okay? But if I can't or I don't feel comfortable, it's okay for me to say no.
Yep.
It's okay. That doesn't mean I love you any less. That doesn't mean that I'm not here for you. That doesn't make me a bad mom.
Mm-hmm.
That just means that I had set a boundary, and that's just my choice. Just as well as if the shoe is on the other foot. If you say no, I have to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a huge takeaway for me too, sis. So I had to chime in on that because I'm literally today was a day with my 24-year-old, and I'm just like, and I did reach out to her. That patience is there also, and I think that that's helped me with my fast because, I'll have patience in the past, but if I was in that moment, you know what I'm saying? If I was in a good space, hold on, honey. If I was in a good space, then I would have that patience. But if I'm in a bad space, I'm gonna just cut into you, and I'm just gonna tell you how I feel. Now it's like, you know what? this isn't my fight. This is not my battle. So we gonna reconvene. Like I told her, we need to have a sit down as women, not even as a mother and a daughter, as women, right? And we just need to have a conversation, because at the end of the day, you know, I want to be the person that you can turn to, but I don't want to feel like I have to tiptoe because you might get upset about something. You know what I'm saying? So, and she agreed to it. So we're going to sit down. But yeah, that was a huge takeaway for me too, is being able to tell people no.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
I felt like I had got into a cycle of I went to a party and it just never ended. Like it was just a continuous party. Like literally, I only had time to catch a nap and then I was right back in that party. And I
Yep.
didn't know how to pull myself out of that. And so when you guys came up with fast, I was like, I'm ready. Like today, where do I sign
Right.
up? Like get me in there. And I had to really sit down and think about like what it was that I wanted to do during that time. And I have a relationship with the Lord, and I feel like I'm on a journey there. I'm working on that. But a biggest part of that was I had been asking and asking and asking him forever, like, help me find a way. Like, and I think that that was my way of, I started to be able to just say, like, you know what? Nope. I was asleep at that time. Like, sorry, or I was watching my show. Um, and just do it like that. And I think that people realize, like, okay, she needed time for herself. Like, I really did need that time. And I like to be able to get that time because I learned a lot more about myself of what makes me tick and why it is that sometimes when I'm dealing with certain people that I'm a little bit more vulnerable and or easily agitated. And it's because I feel sometimes like those people just run me into the ground. Like it's forever take and not give back. And so when you're giving so much of you and you're not receiving it back, then you start to think like, hey, I'm running that mile, but this person's laying down and taking a nap when I should be doing that too. And so it was big for me.
So, would you ladies recommend a fast to anyone who did not join us? And when you're answering that, also, I can't remember who it was that said that. Veronica said she would add more food to her fast, but everybody else, what would you add or take away from your fasting if you were to do it again?
I wouldn't take away more food on mine. I did a 3 to 7 window, so I was only able to eat from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., which I wanted to work out and do other things. And I realized that I didn't have enough energy for all of that. So I think I would give myself a bigger window to be able to eat. A lot of times I would come home and I would go to sleep from work and wake up and it's like 15 minutes to 7 and I don't have enough time to actually make a meal. And so I would just eat something fast and just be done with it. And it was not lasting me through the night and through the day at work. So by the time I was getting off of work, I felt like I was starving. And so I think that I was eating a lot more unhealthy due to the fact of how hungry I was and I didn't want to wait for to cook a meal.
I would recommend anybody who's seeking God or seeking answers in their life to fast. And I think the best way you can fast is by seeking God and asking God, what should you fast? And he'll reveal that to you. If it's something that's causing you distractions in your life, if it's something that you're really struggling with, a fast isn't meant to be easy. It's supposed to teach us discipline. It's supposed to help us draw into God when we're feeling like we're running out of this. Like, I can't do this. Like, this is too much. And that's when we tap into the power of the Lord. So I would just recommend it to anybody. I think even if it's just for a day, It doesn't have to be something big the first time that you fast. It could just be something just for a day, just to be intentional about taking just this 24 hours to connect with God and just see how that works for you. So that's what I would say for anybody who's thinking about fasting. And I'm gonna pop off, y'all, because it's 8:01. I gotta pop in the prayer line. So
I'm right behind you, sis.
I see y'all.
So I would definitely suggest fasting. Definitely gives you clarity, peace of mind, more understanding, draws you closer to God. If I had to chime in on what I feel would work or what not, I would just say go with what works for you. Because initially I wanted to do social media. I went from social media to social media, fasted from food, fasted from alcohol, fasted from this, and guess what? By the time I stopped, I was only fasting from social media. With that said, I wanted to fast from those things, and I did for a short period of time. I didn't do it for the full 40 days, but I say all that to say I was doing what others were doing. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I wanted to just fast from social media. But when I heard bits and pieces of what everybody else is fasting from, I'm like, I could do that too. I could do that too. I could do that too. And then I ended up I was overwhelmed, and ultimately I feel like God knows your heart. He knows your heart. He knows where you're coming from. And the fact that you're fasting for God, that speaks volume. That speaks volume. But I do suggest that you do it. And like Veronica said, even if it's just for a day, even if it's, some people do them for 3 days, some people do it for a day. Some people fast when they're going through some trying times, It doesn't even necessarily have to be, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to fast to get closer to God. It could be, you know what, God, I am rock bottom. And I need a way out. So the best way to seek God and to, be delivered from situations, yes, when you put him in the forefront. So in those times of need, just whatever it is you're spending too much time on. Again, like I said, for me, it was that social media that was taken away from a lot in my everyday life, my children, my work. I'm supposed to be paying attention. I'm on the phone, on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot. And I knew that would be like the biggest space that I can give to God. Like, okay, if I knock this out, we making progress, because I know I dedicate at least 6-7 hours of my day to that, So I just suggest that you do what works for you, and you just get in tune with God, and man, he works in not even mysterious ways, y'all. He works in miraculous ways, okay? Because it's no mystery. We serve an amazing God. Amen.
Amen.
With that said, I'm about to pop off. I got to get on prayer line. I love y'all. See you in a bit.
See ya.
I think that they need some help with it.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what's coming out.
So when is the next time that we're going to do a fast?
I say winter.
Winter would be good.
I think winter would be good.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. Like I said, it just every reason that you guys gave is every reason why people should fast. They should do it for themselves. They should, you know what I mean? Like they should do what is best for them. And as far as adding or taking away, I really feel like God said, "Be silent, be still, Ebony." And I really feel like there's nothing I would have added to it or taken away, because I feel like everything happened in its own divine time for myself. So I don't really feel like there was anything I would have added or taken away. I feel like it was a time it was just time for me to hear and see what it was that God was trying to get me to hear and see all along. for so long. When that fast came along, it came along at a time where I needed to be silent and needed to be still and needed to make some changes in my views, thoughts, and just how I move, period. Um, I don't need the whole world in my everyday realm. I don't need to validate my life through the world. My life is validated and it's great. And my daughter and my spouse and my kids and my family, they need my attention more than business reasons for posting on social media or displaying my whole love life and all that on social media. I've learned to connect more with my husband through a lot of things over the last few months. And our relationship is actually growing stronger because of the relationship being built with God. So I wouldn't take away nothing from it. And I wouldn't add anything to it because I feel like everything that was added to it was seasoned quite well with salt from the higher man above. So,
He was most definitely with y'all, with all of us.
so all right. Well, guess we got somewhere to be.
We do.
So I guess we better go and get
Yeah.
there.
Well, just want to get everybody a heads up on what's to come for Women Empowered MN LLC. We will be having a newsletter that'll be coming out starting the month of August. That'll be a monthly newsletter that'll come out. We will have a link that'll be soon to share to automatically enroll in receiving that. So I'm in the process of getting that set up. Also, we will have bi-monthly Cocos and Combos. So we have the movies already set up on the Women Empowerment MN LLC page. So if you go to the page, you'll see all the events set up.
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, I'm sorry. Bi-weekly. So it's twice a month. We'll have 2 different movie selections twice a month. This month we will be ending on the 30th with What's Love Got to Do with It, in homage to the late great Tina Turner. So that'll be the first movie. If you haven't seen it or haven't seen it in a while, watch it. Join us on the 30th with your cup of cocoa, coffee, or whatever it is you have in your mug, because we'll all be on with our commentary about the movie. And then just going forward, we will have the other movie selections, and then we'll have our weekly Living Out Loud podcasts again with new topics and ideas. We are also having an in-person event on the 19th of August. Ebony, you want to talk about that?
Yep. So on the 19th of August, we are doing an interactive workshop through Women Empowered. We're going to be talking about overcoming approval addictions. We don't spend enough time understanding or trying to understand what that is and what that means. So we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna tap into it, and we're gonna, tackle some very, very difficult but yet necessary things and ways to handle approval addiction, and even help people understand the definition of that, because I can guarantee you that there's many of us walking around with that and don't even realize that we have it. We're so honed into knowing that people have drug addictions, gambling addictions, alcohol addictions, so forth. But the ability to be able to see that you need to be approved or you're seeking approval from anything other than God is necessary. So I'm excited, and we're all excited about that. That'll be from noon to 5, August 19th. It's at Caribou. We'll give you the details. A Caribou conference room. So yeah, we're ready. We're ready to just come out here and fill you guys with amazing stuff for the rest of this year, as we go into the next year with the other amazing things. So got a lot going on. Got an event coming up in October, but we'll talk about that more. So yeah, just join us. But right now we go on the prayer line. So see you in prayer line.
I'll quickly say, I mean, y'all can jump off. I'll quickly say the address. It'll be 3354 Rice Street,
Yeah,
North
I have.
Canada, Minnesota 55126. That'll be our last free community event. So I want y'all to understand that we are doing that for the community. That'll be our last community event. Just want y'all to know that. Please RSVP as quickly as you can because spots will fill up. We are limited in space in that location. So just want y'all ladies to know we are opening our doors to everyone to come. That will be our last free event. Just wanted to just reiterate that because we have so much more to come for y'all, but you know, we want to give it to y'all the best way that we can. So thank you for joining us. If you're watching this after it was recorded live, we appreciate you for checking in. And we're about to head over to our prayer line. So I don't know if anyone watching this has not attended a prayer line yet. If you're in our Facebook group, not the page, but the group, you can jump on to the prayer line. We send the link on there every day. It is every morning and every evening. So if you have not joined it, just come on in, see what we're talking about. We spread love and positivity and God on there. So, and you don't have to be all right with your life just to get on there. I just want to say that everyone is
And you do not have to say anything when you get on. We just ask for you to mute your phone and turn off your camera, and you can either listen or you can join into the conversation.
Fair enough.
Oh, and I wanted to say hello to Agape Ben Chosen. Thank you. God bless you too. Rose, amen. We love you. We love you. We love you. And we're out. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
See y'all next week.
Bye.